Lesson 38. There is nothing my holiness cannot do.
Hi there. How about we try to tap into the divine power of the Son of God within us all? We might feel unprepared or even skeptical, yet, as we do every day, let's commit to our daily exercises and see if they can cause a powerful shift in how we perceive ourselves and the power of our holiness we inherited from our Father. Any progress we make, no matter how small, will undoubtedly be a step in the right direction. So, are you ready to give it your all for Lesson 38?
There is nothing my holiness cannot do.
In the last few lessons, we've delved into the concept of our inherent holiness.
Lesson 35. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy.
Lesson 36. My holiness envelopes everything I see.
Lesson 37. My holiness blesses the world.
Today's lesson reveals the immense power of our holiness, which transcends the laws of this world and any constraints of time, space, and distance, and it is totally unlimited in its power. This is because our holiness affirms our identity as sons of God, or, as we'll increasingly refer to in this course, the Son of God, emphasizing our oneness with each other and with the mind of our Creator.
Through your holiness the power of God is made manifest. Through your holiness the power of God is made available. And there is nothing the power of God cannot do.
Believe it or not, that's what the Course is telling us. We can remove all pain, end all sorrow, and solve all problems. We can achieve this in connection with ourselves and with everyone else. We can help anyone because we can save anyone. Let's try to get into the right mindset to understand this better. We are created by God, and so we are holy, as everything God created. And all things He created are holy because we are holy. If these concepts seem elusive, let's not strain to comprehend them intellectually. Instead, let's commit to our daily practices, and trust that a shift in awareness will naturally occur. In fact, today we will practice the power of our holiness to address any problems, challenges, or suffering we might perceive, whatever the form we perceive, and whether we perceive them within ourselves or in others.
We will make no distinctions because there are no distinctions.
For our 4 extended practice sessions today, we'll aim for 5 minutes each, starting each session by repeating today's idea.
There is nothing my holiness cannot do.
Afterward, let's close our eyes and search our mind for any feelings of loss or unhappiness of any kind. It's important to make as little distinction as possible between challenges that affect ourselves and those affecting others. Let's identify each situation specifically, and if another person is involved, let's name them as well. Then we will say something like this.
In the situation involving this problem in which I see myself, there is nothing that my holiness cannot do.
In the situation involving this problem in which this person sees themselves, there is nothing my holiness cannot do.
For example,
In the situation involving my health issues in which I see myself, there is nothing my holiness cannot do.
In the situation involving my financial insecurity in which I see myself, there is nothing my holiness cannot do.
In the situation involving her depression in which my mom sees herself, there is nothing my holiness cannot do.
In the situation involving his unemployment in which my friend sees himself, there is nothing my holiness cannot do.
In the situation involving her conflict with her family in which my friend sees herself, there is nothing my holiness cannot do.
feel free to personalize this exercise by adding thoughts that resonate with you, such as,
There is nothing my holiness cannot do because the power of God lies in it.
we can add whatever variations we might like, as long as we stay focused on the main theme of today's idea.
There is nothing my holiness cannot do.
What we are trying to do is to instill in ourselves a sense that we actually have dominion over all things because of what we are. Throughout the day, during our frequent shorter applications, let's apply the idea in its original form.
There is nothing my holiness cannot do.
Unless a more specific problem arises or comes to mind. In that case, let's use the more specific form we learned before.
In the situation in which I see myself, there is nothing that my holiness cannot do.
In the situation in which this person sees themselves, there is nothing my holiness cannot do.
How empowering is all this? Even if we don't immediately witness miracles, can you sense how these exercises might completely transform our life experience in ways we could never have predicted? You're doing great! See you tomorrow for another powerful lesson. Quick reminder, if you haven't yet watched the introduction to this video series, be sure to do so, as it lays the foundation for our journey together. Just click on the video link that will appear on your screen shortly.
Did you enjoy the video and find it helpful? Please give it a like and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We have a new lesson every day. And if you've been with us for a while, please consider supporting the channel. There's a lot of love behind these videos. Check out the video description for more details.